Good evening, welcome to Season 15. This is the Modern Touring Cars. We are live with round number 3. We're here at Bathurst Mount Panorama, this monster circuit. Brent Fry, hey Jordan again. Yeah, good evening, mate. I guess he's racing this. Matthew Jordan, otherwise known as Cam13 Diz, saying he can join if there's space. I think you'd have had to have messaged Ginge on that one. I don't know what the process is fully or how he computes it, although possibly quite late, because obviously you'd have to be in a minute, which the game never loads that quickly. So Bathurst, Ginge. In the BMW. Let's run through the 15 drivers we got tonight. NGR Royston, he's in a BMW. Shadow Stalker, who's in a Astra. Brent Fry, in a BMW. Fraser Mercedes, Tro 246, is in an Astra. Jack in his trusty Astra. Scooby G is in a BMW. Lightblade 2K18 in a Mercedes. Ruby's Johnny also in a Mercedes. Tim78, Mercedes. Omega 1984, a Mercedes. NGR Lee is in a BMW with DY7 in a Mercedes. Jamie WRX is also in a Mercedes with Ginge in a BMW, that resembling the one of the RAC colours from the British Touring Cars a while back. So, 5 minutes qualifying, which means pretty much uno lapo. Unless you're very, very, very lucky and manage to get across the line in about 20 seconds time. I don't really know what timings are around. I do have a bit of information. So, TC, Astra tops out at 150 regardless of slipstream. The Mercedes hits 153 on the limiter without slipstream. The BMW hits 153 without slipstream, but can easily do 160 to 165 with a tow. In terms of lap time, Jack, our pit lane commentator or reporter, things will be close. Things BMW in the right hands will be on top, but the Mercedes is very close behind. The Astra a little further back, but thinks the grid will be closer compared to the Nürburgring last week, which is always good news. We do like close racing. DY7 puts in the first time from his outlap at 2 minutes 30.6. Let's have a look at the tables after the Nürburgring. So, Jamie WRX leads the series on 33 points. Scooby G has 30. Ginge has 28. Fraser also 28. And Jack his Astra has 27, after getting a magnificent podium last time out. NGR Lee has 23 points with DY7 on 22. Omega has 20 points with Lightblade 2K18 on 17. Has the Baz has 15 points. Baby Johnny has 12. Brewster 71A has 11. Brent Fry 8. Danzo D7 8. Royston 3. Shadow Stalker 3. Tro 246 3. And NGR Tim has 2. So as we watch the guys coming through, who's going to be the first to set times? Who that is, I think that's Tim in the pits, just deciding, you know what, I cannot be bothered to go out there and set a time. Who is that coming around the final corner? It's Fraser. What's he going to do? He's going to get one more lap as well, 15 seconds left on the clock. He'll put in a 2:16.9. Eugene Lightblade, Lee, Jamie coming through now. Across the line, he puts in a 2:21.7. Everyone else having bad lap times here. Fraser's really putting in a good one. It's like times coming. Jack puts it second on the grid with a 2:19.5. Who else has got to come across the lines? One of these lot. Troy 246, what can he do? Puts it at 11th at the moment, ahead of Royston. Shadow Stalker and Burnt Fry just to come. Shadow Stalker puts it at 11th. Burnt Fry puts it 10th. So in all fairness, Fraser, you don't have to do your lap, mate. He probably will do. As Fraser we're up to the last corner. He crosses the line. Can he go any quicker? Yes, he can. Fraser puts in a 2 minutes 16.8. So row 1, Fraser and Jack. Great time from Jack. Row 2, Ginge and Scooby G. Row 3, Light Played, a great effort by him. And Jamie WRX. Row 4, DY House 7 and Louisa Johnny. Row 5, Lee and Burnt Fry 699. Row number 6 is Omega 1984 and Shadowstalker DBS. Row 7, Troy 246 and Royston, and on his own at the back with no time set, NGR Tim 78. So we're going to sinking now. 8 laps of Bathurst. We have all 3 red lights. We are green in Australia. Fraser gets a pretty decent start, and here comes Scooby G squeezing in the background, Lee, and another car. Fraser on the inside though, Scooby G as we head down the mountain pass. On the mountain straight, the big collision in the background. That's Tro, and that's big lag. Burnt Fry involved in that, we're making BMW a compact. But we're going to be side by side going down towards Quarry Bend now. 2 BMWs versus a Mercedes and an Astra. Through Quarry Bend. And Fraser hangs on. But behind, Gingy's making a move on Jack. Jack's lost 2 places this opening lap. As we go through the cutting. Very, very tight racing through the whole pack. There's Omega. There's Royston, Shadowstalker, and then Burnt Fry. So even though they all went off, those back couple of cars, even though they got had a bit of a tangle, they're not far away from the main pack, which is good news because it means they can still get a result out of this. Fraser now leads though by 9/10 of a second to Jack, who's managed to make a move on Ginge. Into the S as we go. And now into the dipper. Towards Forest Elbow. Everyone's seemingly behaving themselves, getting through it. Burnt Fry's dispatched the Shadowstalker. Shadowstalker's got damage on the front left. Burnt Fry obviously with his compact. Meanwhile, Fraser's managed to pull a nice 1.5 second gap out here. Jack, we were told what, 150? Let's just hit 151. So nice speed from the Astra, and the BMW doesn't seem like it's going to actually do much in a straight line here at the moment. And Fraser's pulled another 3/10 coming through the chase, so I see Scooby G being very careful by the seams of it. In the background, Lightblade had a bit of company from D Whitehouse 7. I think it was D Whitehouse 7 that got squeezed at the start into the wall. There's Omega with now Tro behind him. And Jack is rapidly catching up onto the back of that BMW. We head into Quarry Bend. The second time, that Astra really does handle, so the mountain section really is the Astra's for the Astra's taking, really. It's only 4/10 behind. Further behind, there's Webby's of Johnny. Not really close enough yet. On board with Jack on the bumper camera. This is a good close quarter race between these two. And if they work together, they might start catching up with Fraser, because Fraser's lost a bit of time. He's down to 1.6 seconds, his gap. Scooby G hitting the wall at the S's. This could present a chance for Jack. Down towards the Forest elbow. Remember, in the Group A1 stream, said this circuit does make any top driver unravel their skin, and they can make errors and mistakes. Jamie looking now to get on the back of Ginge. Just looking to get away past, because Jamie currently behind his championship rival of Scooby right now. By a fair few places as well. Ginge getting a bit tweaky in the background. Meanwhile, Jack is now pulling along. Well, he was pulling alongside the BMW. I think he might be stalling out a bit now on the straight. So we head over the crest down toward Quarry Bend. I don't think Jack's going to get this one done on lap number 3, but he is getting closer and closer. Although, is he? He's going to try around the outside. Brave move around the outside of Quarry Bend. That is one fantastic move. The Astra man pulls it off around the outside of Quarry, and he is looking good into the cutting. And you can see that the grip he has as he goes through these mountain corners. He done a 2:16.7 last time around. He could get on the back of Fraser here. He's got enough laps to do it. He's got about 5.5 laps to go. More Jack, a bit tweaky through the S's. Let's have a look. Jamie, a little bit wild through the S's himself, but he is actually gaining on Ginge. DY House 7 and NGR Lee swapping places. NGR Lee into the wall as they head towards the Forest elbow. Anything else happening on circuit? Not right now. So back up, Ginge with Jamie on his tail. Here comes Scooby G. The speed disadvantage of the Astra really showing now. He's up to 150 for Scooby, and he can't quite get past the Astra. Good driving from Jack there. He's got 1.9 behind now Fraser. So Fraser's just using the extra legs of that Mercedes. As they head through Murray's corner. And again, Ginger's tweaky coming out of a left-hander. Jamie not able to capitalise. Through hell. Early on the power of that from Jack as well. Yeah, you can see that Fraser 2:17.6, a better lap time this time around. We'll be to Johnny. Something's happened to D Whitehouse. He's got a bit of damage to the front end. And the rear, by the looks of it. I think he's hit the wall and had a bit of a spin. And potentially Lee's collected him. But Johnny now getting on here on Lee's back. Down the straight. Not quite going to work this time though for Johnny, as Lee is starting to stretch his legs a bit coming up towards the mountainside. Knows that's where the BMW is the weakest. Brent Fry is going quicker than the man ahead of him, which is Royston. So we could be in with a bit of a treat from there. And again, Jack under pressure from the BMW. And Fraser again pulling pulling a couple of tenths last time around, and it looks like he's going to be doing the same again. He's going to be pulling a couple of tenths again. Jack pretty much at 149 there, and Jeff still unable to get through. There's Fraser. He's lost a bit of time through Murray's. So he's made a mistake somewhere in the corner. But again, he has a quicker overall lap time. Ginge gradually coming under pressure from Jamie. Gradually tying in. A light blade has a mega just behind him. This can get a bit juicy as we head down towards Quarry Bend. Mega flashing the lights. Don't know why, maybe just have a bit of an off-put tactic. Meanwhile, coming up the mountain section, Jack very close to the wall, still has Gooby G right behind him. And again, Scooby G was looking into the forest elbow there. And I don't get why. He's cost himself potentially an opportunity down the Conrod Straight. Had he just taken it normally, taken the normal racing line, I think he'd have had a better run out. And a better chance of actually completing the move before the braking zone of the chase. And this is the biggest problem Scooby G's facing right now, is that Jack's got just enough pace right now. If Scooby G doesn't quite get the right line to make it to the braking zone of the chase and outbrake the BMW, because the BMW does brake earlier. It's common knowledge, and Jamie's managed to pass Ginge, which is quite impressive. That Mercedes working quite nicely for him at the moment. Actually, there's a Mercedes leading the race as well. Ginge maybe having a look at another pass. No, can't quite get the gap right there. Maybe the Johnny has the Whitehouse 7 right behind him, and Lightblade has conceded position to Omega. Here comes the Whitehouse 7. Coming up behind Johnny. Down the mountain straight and towards Quarry Bend. Just 3 laps remaining. We're only 2 3/4. And again, Jack coming under increasing pressure from the BMW behind. And again, Fraser nicking 2/10 from this battling duo. Jack will be keen to keep the BMW behind, because that Astra deserves a second place. It would be a career best manufacturer result for the Astra and Opel since this partnership between them and Jack has occurred. Before this season, the highest place it came in, I think, was 5th, and so far Jack's already brought home a podium in 3rd. If he can better that with 2nd here, yeah, it will make things very nice for him. I think he'll be very happy. And just re-overtaken Jamie. But Jamie looks like he's got a good run coming out of the Forest elbow. He pulls out alongside. Down the Conrad straight we go, side by side, a bit off the grass for Ginge. Oh, and he's been sucked in by the grass for good measure, and that will pretty much concede the position. Meanwhile, D Whitehouse 7 still on the back of Johnny. Can he make a move into the chase? He's looking actually down the inside of the fast right-hander. I'm surprised. Oh, and Johnny's not seen him. That is unfortunately 100% Johnny's fault. D Whitehouse 7 was there. Oh, and Omega's gone off at the chase as well. Lightblade makes it that place, so he's made up 2 places this lap. Good stuff, good sir. Jamie's still ahead of the BMW. Behind him, going down the mountain straight again. Yeah, I'm afraid, Johnny, that's your fault. You've left the door open. D Whitehouse 7 was there. Didn't really take a second invitation. He just took the first one. Yeah. Unfortunately, you just can't turn in when someone's already there. They don't have to back out of that one. It's a fast part of the circuit as well. Meanwhile, the gap at the front is coming down. It's now 1.1, so I don't know if Fraser's made a mistake the last lap, or whether he's actually gone too hard on the tyres. Oh, and Jack's into the wall. Here comes Scooby G into McPhillamy Park. He won't be asked twice. The first invitation he got, he took it, and now Jack will not be happy, but he will potentially have another chance. There's always another chance for Jack round here, with 1 more lap to go after this. You just never know. Jamie starting to pull away from Ginge. Nothing else really happening looking at the gaps. And immediately Scooby G's put 8/10 between him and Jack. A flash of the lights, I have no idea why. He's in no man's land right now. Maybe just trying to put off Fraser or something. We head into the chase. Now Jack doing quite nicely here, even though he's behind 2 of the people in front of him. He's ahead of 2. Well, yeah, ahead of 2 of the people in front of him, which is Ginge and Jamie. So he'll be gaining points on them, and he is quite close actually to Ginge, but only 1 point behind, so this could put him up ahead of the BMWs. Gap down to a 2nd there. Ginge still having to chase after Jamie. Meanwhile, Omega just ahead of Lightblade, so he's got back past, but Lightblade isn't allowing him just to drive off in the distance. Omega has dropped Lightblade now. It's an interesting style of race going on, but the lead is coming down massively because Scooby G now only 4 tenths behind, 5 tenths now after that slight tap of the wall. You can see here, this is where the BMW loses its time. It's up down this mountain road. Oh, and that loses you a bunch of time. He's lucky he's not spun around there, Scooby G, or that is not digged in. Jack goes into the wall. Down onto the Comrade we go after the Forest Elbow. I don't think Scooby G can make anything of this. He's a fair way behind. Flash of the lights, but that's not going to do a lot, I'm afraid, other than waste your battery power. Into the chase then for the final time for Fraser. He's led it from start to finish. Took pole, and he's going to convert this into a win. A great drive by this man, fully deserved. Fraser wins at Bathurst. Fantastic stuff. Scooby G second. Jack comes home in third with Jamie WRX in fourth. Ginger be happy with a fifth. As we see Jamie barrel down the road, great effort. Lee finishes in sixth. DY House 7 will claim 7th place there. Just behind Omega is into the wall. No one to take advantage though. He'll just about escape that one in 8th place. Webby's Johnny will hold off Light Blade for 9th. Light Blade in 10th place there. Tro 246 looks like he's had a pretty clean race, to be fair. He's got home in 11th, a good result by him. Burnt Fry, after the early incident, he's done well. He's kept going, he's persevered, he's got into 12th. Overall, a nice drive by him in 12th. Tim, he's not last, he's 13th. A great effort by him, especially on a track that I don't think he really enjoys. Hang on, that's a spazzed out board. Royston will come home in 14th. Let's have a look at the board again. If it's still there, no, it's gone. It's dissolved in the floor. Shadowstalker rounds out our 15 drivers tonight. So, provisionally, the results are Fraser wins from Scooby G, from Jack TM53 Synopsis, Jamie WRX, Ginge, Lee, DY House 7 in 7th, Omega 1984, Webby's Johnny, Lightblade 2K18, Tro 246, Burnt Fry 699, Tim 78, Royston in 14th, and Shadowstalker rounds out our 15 drivers. Burnt Fry not happy with that incident. Yeah, it looked a bit messy at the start. I didn't really catch all of it, to be fair, mate. So, yeah, it's a tough break when something like that happens to you. It's really annoying. See, point of view, incidents is all lookable, shall we say. However, we move on from round 3. Next week is round 4. And for the first time, we go away from the Group A1 circus. We do not go to Monaco. We head to Snetterton 300 for round number 4 next week. So that's going to be an absolute belter, I think. It's always quite tight on there. But next up is my point of view from the clears. So stay tuned for that in the next 5 minutes. But from myself and the Modern Touring Cars, thank you all for watching. Have a good evening.